Hi everybody. I don't think anybody on this earth understands me emotionally at all. Everybody just assumes that I just want attention most of the time, or that I should be able to solve my own problems. We're human beings. We need other people in our life, but the main person you need to focus on, though, is God. But people help you get towards God in some way or another. That's why God has people on this earth, is to teach and preach about Him and to see other people through, not to tear them down. And yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. You're a hypocrite because you put people down. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm a sinner just like all of you guys. And really, I shouldn't really be angry at anybody because God isn't angry at anybody. But the devil tells you lies and tells you that you should be angry at somebody. Or the devil tells you that that person deserves to be called whatever you told them. And also, nobody understands when somebody says the word cancel that I might cry because of my dad and my uncle. Nobody understands when you hear the word father, even though he's still alive, a part of him is dead. So nobody, in my opinion, I think gets that when I hear the word cancel I might cry, and when I hear the word father I might cry. But crying releases a calming feeling sometimes, and I haven't really researched this, and I might not be telling the truth on this, but it releases endorphins, and endorphins are the thing that's in your brain that helps you to be more happier. I mean, I read it in my personal trainer book, but I forgot, like, the technical how to explain it. That's the best way I can explain it. And by the way, carrying my book to the gym and back, it's getting ruined. I gotta figure out another place to study. And I like to study at the gym because, for one, or outside, because just sitting here and reading sounds boring to me. But when I'm outside, I can hear the birds and listen to my music. And when I'm in the gym, I can take study breaks and go to the bench, or I can watch other people do stuff. So that's that. And really, nobody really understands what the word when you find out somebody has cancer unless they've been through it themselves. But the only person that really understands is God. God has helped me out a lot, and I'll share my story, some of it. Number one thing God has done. I used to be into Dale websites called Blackstore and Make a Dale, and I think there was another one. Who got me started with that was Justin, my ex-boyfriend. 5 years ago, or about 5 years ago, I don't know the exact time, I might be more. 5 years ago was hooked on Blackstore, and that's why I started this YouTube channel originally. Well, now I quit Blackstore because I wanted to live for God more. So God helped me break that addiction. And for one, I played with fire, and I didn't want to be that person. Number two, God helped me to stop drinking alcohol. I used to spend all my money on alcohol, and I used to buy it for my friends because that's what I thought they wanted, and I thought back then I stopped when I was 24. I was young and I thought to make friends back then, a year ago, that I had to do what everybody else my age does. And then God helped me to realize that you don't need to drink to have friends. And that I wanted to be more Christian-like. And then now, God has really helped me out. Because right now, if I didn't have God in my life, I would have already hung myself. If I didn't have God in my life right now and would not rely on Him, I would have already committed suicide. My hope is gone. My hope is gone. If I had to rely on my own willpower, I would have already tied a noose and tried to kill myself. To tell the truth. And the devil is telling me to. But you know what? It is through God and the Bible is why I'm staying firm and standing up for myself. It is God is why I'm alive today. And until you know somebody that has had cancer, until you know when you can't go on your own, that's when you truly experience God. Now, I've been a Christian, but I really, seriously, without a shadow of a doubt, believe in God since my dad and my uncle got diagnosed with cancer. Because there's some days I do not even want to get out of bed. There's some days where I just want to take all my ADHD pills and just die. But it was through God that got me through this. And there are going to be days when I'm going to be sad. There are days when I'm going to be happy. There are days where people are not going to know what's wrong. But you know what? I'm going to make it through this alive. And truth be told, kind of jealous of my dad in a way. I'm going to miss him when he does die, but he is going to go, most likely, to the greatest place on this earth, and that is heaven. He's going to get to experience the healing process that I won't get to experience. And let's face it, living in this world is tough, especially when you have mental illness and a disability. But it's God that gets you through that toughness. And by the way, I am not stupid when I get words right and reading. ADHD makes you not focus that well, so if you read too fast, you can't process things that good, so your mouth overrides your brain, as I say. And focusing, so I might be reading a word, but I might be thinking of something else, so it might look totally different to me. Oh, and I want to thank my gym has helped a lot. It's given me hope, especially since the weightlifting team people talk to me. I never expected to fit into that clique sort of like I've been these last 3 weeks. As I said, I want to join the weightlifting team next year. So, and another way to get out of bad situations that you think is hopeless, focus on the future. And everybody's like, just think happy thoughts. That is not easy when you're dealing with what I'm dealing with. I mean, you can change it around, but you're still going to think about it. And then you're going to think about all the things he's going to miss, your father. And every bad thing you ever did to him, or every bad thing he ever did to you. In my opinion. And people handle things in different situations. And by the way, I'm not lonely like I don't have any friends lonely. I mean I'm lonely like I don't think anybody understands my emotion needs. And I'm lonely like when you feel like you're the only one going through this. And you don't feel like anybody else in the world is going through this. But then in the back of your mind you know there are people that are going through this, but you just don't think about that. That's the best way I can explain it. So, anyways, let me do this. Here we go. Forgive and forget. By the way, I forgive you for not responding back to when I asked you to find my goal list that I gave you 5 months ago. And even if you did respond on Facebook, I didn't see it. And I forgive you for not answering my texts. And you just have to forgive and forget that person. Obviously, some people are not important enough for you to respond to them back. If somebody really cares and you're important to them, then they'll make a point to show it to you. And by somebody not answering a text or a Facebook inbox, it means they're not important enough. And some people say, well, stupid questions don't deserve an answer. Nothing's a stupid question if you don't know the answer. That's a stupid thing not to answer somebody just because that person thinks that's a stupid question. The person that asked it doesn't think it's a stupid question. And where you think something's a stupid question might be something teachable to somebody else. Anyways, back to what I was saying. But the wisdom that is from above and both pure, then peaceable, gentle, willingness to yield, full of mercy and good fruits, without partially and without hypocrites. So what that means to me is that the wisdom comes from living through God's truth, and wisdom comes from being kind to other people, and wisdom comes from being what God wants you to do, be not what the world wants you to be. And anyways, about forgive and forget. This is what God said. Well, not really what God said because I'm paraphrasing it. You should forgive others because God forgave us. If you don't forgive others, then how can God forgive you? So, that is the verse. And I don't know where the verse is exactly. So, that is that. And also, I think this passage, that verse I just read about the wisdom, it's talking about your attributes. Like being gentle is an attribute. It means that you are gentle enough to help somebody out in need. And this is not talking about your looks. It's talking about what's inside your heart. That's what I think that means. Anyways, do you have a tough time forgetting and forgetting? If so, welcome to the club. Most of us find it difficult to forgive the people who have hurt us. And that's too bad because life would be much simpler if we could forgive people once and for all and be done with it. Yet forgiving is certainly that easy. Usually the decision to forgive is straightforward, but the process of forgiving is much difficult. Forgiving is a journey that requires time, perseverance, and prayer. If you sincerely wish to forgive somebody, pray for that person. And then pray for yourself by asking God to heal your heart. Don't expect forgiveness to be easy or quick. But rest assured, with God as your partner, you can forgive, and you will. There are some facts that will never change. One fact is that you are forgiven. He sees you better than you see yourself, and that is a glory fact of your life. A lesson from the heart and soul. Forgive and keep forgiving. Sometimes you may forgive someone once and then at a later time become angry at them, very same person again. If so, you must forgive that person again and again until it sticks. Oh, and as I said, See? Is disgusting. Do not get it. Very disgusting. Oh, and me and my mom is now talking about my dad's treatment more, but emotionally she's not telling me how she feels. I have to ask her how he feels. And people have different personalities. But you know what? Tell your story, because you open doors for other people to believe in God. And you don't have to tell every part of your life, but be who you are and you can change somebody's life. You change somebody's life by getting out of bed, and when you say hi to somebody, you might have just saved a life. And just because somebody's not smiling does not mean they're not shining your light. That's another verse, shine your light. What shine your light means to me, it means be who you are. It means go out and cheer somebody else up. And that doesn't mean by smiling. Me doing a YouTube video right now can make somebody else laugh. Me exercising or talking about my runs can motivate somebody else to run. Or me talking about cancer could help somebody else. And just because somebody's smiling doesn't mean they're happy on the inside. And just because somebody isn't smiling doesn't mean they're not happy. Maybe they're just confused about some things, or maybe they don't want to explain things to people because people won't understand. Or just maybe they're just tired of explaining the same thing over and over again. Anyways, now let me see this. Oops. I didn't do a very good job of that. One, two, three, four, five. This is the one I still need to work on. It's called a camera. And this is a half camera, I think. And here is me trying to split. Bye! And be who you are, and don't let anybody else tell you that you're not good enough. Because you're beautiful and you're smart to the Lord. And you have to believe in yourself, because nobody else can make you happy but yourself and the Lord. Bye!